Hello and welcome to NDTV 24/7. I am Priyanshi Sharma and our lead focus, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will leave for his first state visit to the United States on Tuesday. And ahead of that, massive preparations are underway in the US ahead of the Prime Minister's visit that will be from the 21st of June to the 24th of June. Now, for this trip, at the invitation of US President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden, a series of events and meets have been planned. The Ministry of External Affairs has said that this trip is going to be a milestone in India-US ties. The Indian diaspora there is celebrating as well, and they have planned several events rolling the red carpet for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Here's a report from the US by my colleague Namrata.
We've got the United Nations gearing up for members of 180 countries to join on June 21st with Prime Minister Narendra Modi leading the International Yoga Day, and that kicks off a mega welcome here at the United States for Prime Minister Modi. As I mentioned earlier, this is very significant, not just symbolically, but also in terms of what it will deliver. We've seen a monumental change of India's positioning in the global pecking order, and we will see deliverables. One, obviously, India's military dependence from Russia is something that the US wants to address, but India also is going to gain leverage by getting a lot of investments in the space of technology, semiconductors to be specific, but across technology spheres, because the US wants to reduce its dependence on Chinese supply chains. But I can say with a lot of pomp and splendor, obviously, and the messaging around that, the fact that Prime Minister Modi is going to be only the second after world leaders like Winston Churchill. You've got Zelensky as well as Nelson Mandela, who addressed the US Congress session twice. He's going to be given that rare privilege. This means that India's relationship with America is no longer just one of a natural ally. It seems that it has become America's new best friend.
And ahead of the visit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has tweeted saying that people from all walks of life, including members of the Congress, thought leaders and others have been sharing their enthusiasm on my upcoming US visit. I thank them for their kind words, and such diverse support underlines the depth of the India-US relationship. Now, moving on to the other big story, India's largest airline, Indigo, has announced a 500 aircraft deal with Airbus, which is the largest such deal in the history of civil aviation globally. The agreement has topped the 470 aircraft deal that was recently signed by Air India. My colleague Vishnu Shom breaks down the significance of this deal.
Indigo already has an existing order of 400 plus aircraft which are yet to be delivered. The aircraft that they'll be getting between 2030 and 2035 as part of this order will in fact come after the existing brand new planes are delivered. So essentially you've got an Indian airline with 1,000 plus or approximately 1,000 aircraft on order, all with Airbus, in what is the single biggest deal in civil aviation history. Interestingly, all of these are for single aisle aircraft. They aren't going in for twin aisle aircraft, which are larger aircraft, which is why the value of this deal, according to reports, AFP reports, it's at $55 billion compared to $70 billion for the Air India deal, even though the Air India deal was for a fewer number of aircraft at 470. But what is really fascinating is that two Indian airlines, two remarkable airlines, one the Indigo group and one the Tata group, which is Air India, have collectively, gone at about 960 odd aircraft have been placed in order just in the last couple of months. It is a remarkable story for Indian aviation.
And now the Chief Minister versus the Governor face-off escalating in West Bengal. Now the West Bengal Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee, has written a letter to the Governor over him commemorating Tuesday as the Bengal Foundation Day. She has said that I'm shocked at the unilateral decision to celebrate Foundation Day, as on this day it was the division of Bengal and that was a painful and traumatic process, and we have never rejoiced on this day since independence. It is unconstitutional and a unilateral decision. That's what Mamata Banerjee calls the decision to hold this Bengal Foundation Day. And she said that this act will defame millions of people from West Bengal. Now, this is the latest in the face-off that's been ongoing between the Chief Minister and the Governor. Earlier, the West Bengal Governor, Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, set up a peace room to receive calls from those affected by violence during the Panchayat polls in West Bengal. And that attracted strong criticism from the ruling Trinamool Congress. Here's our ground report.
As the cliche goes, necessity is a mother of invention. The necessity came from the fact which I witnessed for myself during my field visits, that intimidation, threat, violence is very much there in some pockets of West Bengal on the eve of this election. I have come to the conclusion that there is an atmosphere of fear created by some sections in some pockets.
The West Bengal governor's response to the violence during nominations for Panchayat polls in the state. A helpline where citizens and candidates can call in to report intimidation and violence.
The West Bengal governor setting up what he calls a peace room, and of course this peace room is basically a helpline that is receiving calls continuously to ensure that any complaints of violence is of course something that is addressed.
The governor says it was necessary, but the move has drawn sharp criticism from the ruling Trinamool Congress, which says the governor was only listening to the opposition. As an experienced bureaucrat, the governor says he knows official reports are filtered and he wants to know the truth from the people. But the TMC alleges bias and has accused the governor of behaving like an agent of the BJP.
We respect the chair of the governor, but the governor has no right to set up this kind of rooms. This is beyond his jurisdiction, and the governor is behaving like an agent of Bharatiya Janata Party and the opposition.
But the governor has denied any conflict with the state government.
What I am doing is going to the grassroots. And grassroots literally translated means Trinamool, right? I don't find any conflict.
While the political row over the governor's move continues, the helpline number specifically set up to receive complaints on Panchayat polls is also receiving unusual requests like help with recommendations for awards, complaints about power cuts and other unrelated issues. With camera person G.D. Shankar in Kolkata, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
Meanwhile, going across to Punjab now, where the Aam Aadmi Party government has said it will introduce a provision for the free broadcast of Gurbani from the Harminder Sahib or the Golden Temple in Amritsar, for which the government plans on presenting a proposal in the State Assembly. But Chief Minister Bhagwant Man's plan is facing criticism from both the opposition and the Sikh religious body SGPC. Take a look.
A major political tussle in Punjab over the telecast of the Gurbani from the famous Golden Temple in Amritsar. The live telecast of the Gurbani has been done by a TV channel owned by the politically powerful Badal family of the opposition Shiromani Akali Dal since 2007. This is via a 2 crore rupee per year contract with the SGPC, the religious body that administers the Golden Temple. Now Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann says listening to the Gurbani is everyone's right and it should be telecast free of cost. The AAP government is preparing to amend the Sikh Gurudwara Act of 1925 to provision for the free broadcast of the Gurbani. But the Mann government's plan is being opposed both by the Shiromani Akali Dal and the religious body SGPC.
Act ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੋਮਣੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਪ੍ਰਬੰਧਕ ਕਮੇਟੀ ਇਹ ਯਕੀਨੀ ਬਣਾਵੇ ਕਿ ਆਡੀਓ ਤੇ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੀ ਫੀਡ ਹੈ ਲਾਈਵ ਫੀਡ ਹੈ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਟੂ 에ਅਰ ਵੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਆਫ ਕਾਸਟ ਵੀ ਹੋਵੇ to all houses, all media platforms.
ਐਵੇਂ ਫਜ਼ੂਲ ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਣੀ ਕੱਲ ਕੋਈ ਕਹਿ ਦੂਗਾ ਕੱਲ ਇਹਦਾ ਕੀ ਪਤਾ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ ਇਹਨੇ ਕਹਿ ਦੇਣਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ यूपी सरकार ਦਾ ਫੈਸਲਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ मैं वो भी ਇੱਥੋਂ दे देना फैसला उठा के.
इसमें पंजाब गवर्नमेंट किसी भी तरह से कोई दखल नहीं कर सकती.
Politically, the AAP government's proposal is likely to dilute the spiritual aura of the opposition Shiromani Akali Dal. A contract between the SGPC and the PTC network for telecast of the Gurbani expires in July 2023. The Aam Aadmi Party-led Punjab government has said broadcast rights should not be given based on a tender process, and any channel that wants to broadcast the Gurbani should be free to do so. The Congress, the main opposition party in Punjab, seems divided on the issue. While party leader Navjot Singh Sidhu is praising the move by the state government, the Congress's influential leader and MLA Sukhpal Singh Khera is questioning Bhagwant Mann. With Sharat Sharma, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Time for a short break now. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Some financial news now. The subscription for government-backed gold bond scheme is open from the 19th to the 23rd of June. Now, we'll answer all your questions about this scheme and whether you should invest. Number one, what is this scheme? It's an alternative to holding physical gold. Through this, you can buy a quantity of gold and it remains secure as these bonds are issued by the Reserve Bank of India. Now, what's the price? You can buy 1 gram of gold through this for 5,926 rupees, which is similar to the current gold price. Next, what are the benefits of investing? Along with getting pure gold for no additional cost, because for jewelry you have to pay a making charge and the risk of storage as well. In this, you get a 2.5% interest rate per annum. And at the end of the maturity period, you'll get the rate of gold that will be the ongoing market price at the time of redemption. Next, is there a lock-in period? Yes, you have to keep your money invested for 8 years, but early encashment is available from the 5th year. Now, how much can you invest? Minimum investment in the bond allowed is for 1 gram, but the maximum limit of subscription is of 4 kilograms for individuals. Next, are these benefits taxable? Yes and no. The 2.5% interest on these bonds will be taxable, but your capital gains won't be taxed. Now, an important question: how can you apply for these bonds? You can apply by filling out a form at your nearest bank, nearby post offices or stock exchanges as well. You can apply online too, and in fact, that will get you a discount of 50 rupees per gram. But does an application assure allotment? Yes. The Reserve Bank of India says that all Indian residents with a valid ID and payments on time will surely be allotted these bonds. And switching tracks now, various parts of the country have been reeling from extreme weather events. While on one side, there are unprecedented floods in Rajasthan and in the northeast. In sharp contrast, UP, Bihar and Odisha are witnessing scorching heat. Here's our report.
Heavy rainfall in southwest Rajasthan. More rain in 2 days than this arid belt receives in the entire monsoon season has left districts of Pali, Jalore, Sirohi, Sanchor and Barmer with a flood-like situation.
This cyclone Biparjoy remnant, it is still seen as a well-marked low-pressure area over northeast Rajasthan. Yes, it's seen over northeast Rajasthan. In the southwest sector, it is gradually moving east-northeastward. So it is moving towards north Madhya Pradesh, south Uttar Pradesh. But the southwest sector of this particular system, we expect even today extremely heavy rainfall happening over east central Rajasthan.
These satellite images clearly shows that the remnants of cyclone Biparjoy is still active over Rajasthan here. And apart from this, even in the northeastern region and the eastern coast of India, you do see heavy clouds here. And these are becoming problem areas for the country, because in many of these states, there have been cases of flash floods.
In Sanchor town, water from the Panchana dam that had reached flooding homes, roads and fields. Minister for Forests Sukhram Bishnoi, also MLA from Sanchor, walking in knee-deep water. As the cyclone weakens, the situation has now begun to improve and the water is likely to dissipate in the next 24 hours.
जितना विंड का स्पीड मतलब प्रेडिक्ट किया गया था, उसका कंपैरिजन में मतलब आपका विंड का स्पीड तो कम रहा, लेकिन बारिश जो है ना वो मतलब आपका काफी ज्यादा रहा। करीब 2000% ज्यादा बारिश हुई है जोधपुर डिवीजन का जिलों में, और अभी मतलब राजसमंद जिला में 3 मृत्यु हुई है।
While Biparjoy gave Rajasthan unusual rain, in Uttar Pradesh it's not the rain that's causing any problems, but the overbearing heat, with temperatures above 40 to 42 degrees in most places. The UP government has issued a statewide advisory to all government hospitals, asking for preparedness to deal with patients ill from heat strokes and other complications. This after a controversy over 54 deaths at the district hospital in East UP's Balia in just 72 hours between Thursday to Saturday. Doctors at Balia initially said on record that deaths were linked to the heat wave, but top UP government officials later denied this and removed the Balia doctor who gave this statement. An inquiry committee has also been set up.
CMS से बहुत डिटेल में वार्ता हुई है। पर्याप्त संख्या में यहाँ चिकित्सक मौजूद हैं, पर्याप्त संख्या में स्टाफ है, पर्याप्त संख्या में दवाइयाँ हैं, कहीं किसी प्रकार की कोई समस्या नहीं है।
The northeast, on the other hand, is on an orange alert for heavy rain. In Assam, 33,000 people in 14 districts are affected as rivers continue to flow above the danger level. The Brahmaputra was flowing over the red mark in Nimati Ghat in Jorhat district. Incessant rain has led to the first wave of floods for this season. An 11-member medical team stuck in a Brahmaputra sandbar in Assam's Dibrugarh was rescued on Sunday. Continuous landslides at the Sonapur tunnel in Meghalaya has caused major trouble. Landslides caused blockage at the tunnel along the National Highway 6, which connects Silchar in Assam to Shillong in Meghalaya. Multiple landslides induced by heavy rain have damaged over 100 houses in the West Sikkim district. And there is more in store as the northeast braces for more rain in the next 48 hours. An NDTV Bureau Report.